name is Norbert Hödebeck-Stuntebeck, and I'm a psychologist and a psychotherapist from Germany, and I'm working since more than 25 years with people with Prader-Willi in group homes, but also with parents over this long time. And what I do together with Hubert Soyer is we developed a training program for caregivers and also for parents.
Yes, my name is Hubert Soyer, and similar to Norbert, I worked more than 25 years also with people with Prader-Willi syndrome, and was a director of an institution which has services for more than 80 people with Prader-Willi syndrome. And over this time, I think we really learned a lot from them, and therefore we want to talk about a topic that's for us very important. We want to talk about the support of caregivers, but also the support for people with Prader-Willi syndrome.
Maybe we start with talking about what we do often. So we do often things for the caregivers,
Yeah.
and we developed a training program for them, and because what I think, and I think we decided together, is that if we can support and train the staff, then it gives them a good feeling and a stable situation for themselves to take care of people with Prader-Willi.
Yeah, I agree. I think if we have good trained staff,
Yes.
and knowledgeable staff, it will enhance the quality of life for both,
Yeah.
for the carers and also for the people with Prader-Willi
Yeah.
syndrome. Yeah.
So we develop trainings for the staff,
Yeah.
but we should, and this is more of our vision for the future, is we should develop things for like trainings for people with Prader-Willi.
Yes, I think that's important to look at them and to give them more opportunities to talk about they have Prader-Willi syndrome, to talk about Prader-Willi syndrome, what is for them,
Yeah.
and not only from our point of view.
Yeah. And it is an interaction. So if people with Prader-Willi syndrome knows more about themselves, then they can inform the staff what they need.
Yes.
So if they have words for their needs, then it's easier for the staff to do the right things, I think.
And I think to get knowledgeable staff, it needs time and it needs resources. And that's often the problem, that you don't have enough resources. But it's I think if you think to get it sustainable, it's necessary that the staff is trained.
Yeah. And this is what we saw over the years when we do these trainings, and it opens minds of the staff, and in this interaction it opens the mind also for people with Prader-Willi in these group homes or at home.
Yes.
And I think we should not forget the parents.
Of course.
To offer things like this.
Yes, it's always a system.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of factors which are influencing the well-being and the quality of life of people with Prader-Willi syndrome.
But we often talk about living or living at home. But what do you think about this area of working?
Yeah, I think that's really important, and we are really at the beginning, and I know it from a lot of people with Prader-Willi syndrome. They want to have a meaningful employment, and they want to earn their own money. And that's we are at the beginning to think about this.
Yeah. And what we have to think about more is the sense of their work, so that they are proud about what they are doing, but they could be proud, they could only be proud about this if they understand what it is, what they are doing, for what they are doing. More sense and more meaningful employment.
And I think that's not only in our region in Germany, or that's I notice it's so all over the world to get these meaningful employment and these opportunities for people with Prader-Willi syndrome.
And when we talk about caregivers and people with Prader-Willi, I think the environment is another important thing. So how can we enhance the well-being of the people with Prader-Willi, but also of the staff?
Yeah.
And I think to develop or think more about the environment, the question of should they have single apartments? Should they have bigger units? What do you think?
Yeah, what are people with Prader-Willi syndrome telling us?
I asked them, and not all, but most of them wants to have their own apartments.
Yeah. Yes,
And
that's
some-
the same I figured out.
Yeah, and some wants to live by their parents for their whole life, but many of them wants to have their own things so that they can invite the parents to their own unit, their own apartment, and they are very proud about inviting parents to their own things.
Yeah. And that's a private space they need, I think, and that's also the room they can go back if something gets wrong, and I think that's their private atmosphere, and that's so important.
And what do you think we have to change for the staff, for the caregivers in the environment? Is there something what we can do that they feel better in their work?
I think often staff are anxious about, can I do this in this way?
Yeah.
And how to get them the safety to say, no, yes, it's possible to react in this way and to act in this way.
So we have to talk about the rules and the rules from the government, and we have to make this is important. We have to make them sure what they can do and what not.
Yeah.
So that they, for example, in a crisis situation, that they are sure what they can do. And if they know what to do, then I think they are more clear in the way that they do it. And in the interaction with someone with Prader-Willi, when you know what you are allowed, then it's more clear, and you influence the other in a better way, I'm sure.
Of course. May I come back to the peer support?
Yeah.
For I think people with Prader-Willi syndrome, if we give them the chance to learn how to give their point of view to the others and to give them help, they already experienced a lot of situations, and how to help people each other, and that's peering, and I think that's a really important topic for the future.
And it starts here at the IPWSO Conference in Limerick.
Yeah.
We do things in the past, and we have very good experience with this, to give them the chance and to help them to lead groups, to lead workshops. They are able, and really I hope we will see it at the next IPWSO Conference at a real program, at a part of the conference.
Yes.
So it gives them the feeling that they are part of the whole PWS world.
Yes, and I think that's what is meant in inclusion.
Yeah.
To give them the possibility to participate.
Yeah, and at the end, it makes it easier for us as caregivers or supporters to know what they want. And if they are able to explain all these things and understand all these things, it makes it easier for us.
Yes, we talk about their needs. They tell us their needs, and we can talk about how to support them. That's important. Yes.
Good. Thank you. I think I learned a lot.
Yes. Yeah, I too. And I learned a lot from this conference and from the parents.
And from the people with Prader-Willi.
Thank you.
Thank you.